I'll let you know. Hey, I believe that. I don't. All the stuff the family normally does. I've been doing this. He was my friend for 36 years. We both did our ministry training in the same place back in St. Evans. And we both landed at Brown, Texas.
Testing, testing. 501. I don't see anyone.
Yeah, the mayor's supposed to.
Pen?
It's a matter of getting, it's a time.
Good evening. Mayor Pro Tem, may we call the meeting to order? Thank you. Pursuant to Chapter 551, Title 5 of the Texas Government Code, that the Texas Open Meetings Act, notice is hereby given that the City Commission of the City of Brownsville, Texas, in accordance with Article 5, Section 12 of the Charter of said city, will convene at a regular meeting on July 15th, 2025 at 5:03 in the City Commission chambers located on the second floor of the Brownsville City Hall, Old Federal Building located at 1001 East Elizabeth Street, Brownsville, Cameron County, Texas. We will proceed with the roll call. We'll start with Mayor John Cowan, Commissioner Brian Martinez,
Present.
Commissioner Linda Macias, Commissioner Tino Villarreal,
Present.
Commissioner Narenth Galowski,
Present.
Commissioner Gustavo De Leon,
Present.
and Commissioner Pedro Cardenas.
Present.
Thank you. The invocation will be led by Pastor Burks, and following, we will have the Pledge of Allegiance to the flags of the United States of America and the state of Texas.
Before we pray, I want to announce, I had mentioned the passing of our former president of the Ministerial Association, Kenneth Parks, and wanted to mention that his burial is scheduled for Thursday at the Veterans Cemetery over in Mission at 1 o'clock. For anyone that wants more information, just ask me, and I'll send the text to each of you. But I know most people won't be able to make the trip over there, but I just wanted everyone to be aware. So let's go to the Lord in prayer. Father God, once again, we thank you for the blessings we have here in Brownsville. And today we ask for a special blessing on our mayor, our city commissioners, each one of them, our city manager, and each department head, and everyone that works for the city of Brownsville, and even our residents. Lord God, you know what each one of us are dealing with individually. And I ask you to bring us close to you so we can receive the answers that we need, the healing that some may need, and the provision that some may need. Lord God, I ask you to lead and guide our president and everybody there in Washington. Lead and guide our governor and everyone there in Austin. And right here in Brownsville, we ask you to lead and guide everyone in this meeting today for the very best for the city of Brownsville. Help us to see your ideas and let go of any ideas that are not from you, Lord. Help us to recognize them. Lead and guide each of us into a closer relationship with you. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen. And now just have a short moment of silence where we can all add our prayers to what has been spoken, and also in memory of Ken Parks. Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America, the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one nation.
The public comment period. Section 2-26, under meetings and agendas, under conduct, A states that conversations between or among the audience members should be conducted outside the meeting room. Attendees should refrain from the conversations while commission is in session. B, cell phones, that attendees must refrain from the operation and use of the cellular telephones, pagers, and et cetera, or any mechanical device that may disrupt the city commission proceedings. C, placards, banners, or signs are not permitted in the commission chambers or any other room in which the city commission conducts a meeting. Including this in this prohibition are the various hats, caps, visors, and T-shirts, which may represent the sentiments as alluded to in regards to the placards, banners, and/or signs. D, exhibits, displays, and the visual aids used in connections with the presentation to the city commission are permitted. E, only the city commission members and staff may approach the dais. If a report, letter, et cetera, is to be presented to the city commission, it should be given to the city secretary or staff who will make the distribution. It is preferable that the item to be distributed be given to the city secretary prior to the meeting time. A copy of the item should be made available for the city secretary's official record. F, all comments shall be made to the mayor and the city commission as a whole and not to an individual commission member. Before you today, we have 3 that have been pre-registered. We will start with Diablo Velez.
My name is Diablo Velez. I'm poor and hungry. I was thrown in jail for soliciting. According to the Supreme Court ruling, money is freedom of expression. What that means is that Americans can do whatever they want with their money, including giving money to the poor and to the hungry that are soliciting. What is missing on the Supreme Court ruling is granting protection on the same ruling to the poor and to the hungry that are soliciting. Take, for example, a city ordinance resolution that it only targets the poor and the hungry, putting the poor and the hungry in jail. The intention of this resolution is blocking Blocking is or create an stigma on the poor and in the hungry, projecting or portraying them as criminals, as monsters. Poor people, hungry people, we don't block. Let me give you an example of blocking. Blocking is what the narcos in Mexico do. They block the roads. They kidnap the men, they cut their heads. They kidnap the women and they rape them. They kidnap the children and they sell them as parts to the American hospitals. Poor people, hungry people, we don't block. We let people walk aside and then we ask him. I don't know who sponsored this resolution, but it's clearly to me that it misresearched the behavior of the poor people. The intent of this resolution is projecting the poor and the hungry as criminals, as I said, but it's denying the constitutional right of the Americans to give money to the poor and to the hungry when they are soliciting. Poor people, hungry people, we don't block. Thank you.
Thank you. And for the record, Commissioner Linda Macias is present. The next speaker is Yolanda Spees.
Last week, something happened that I think says a lot about where we are as a city and where we need to be. I was pulling up to my house near the downtown area when I saw 2 squad cars out in front of my house. First thing I thought was, what fresh hell is this? A few seconds later, Officer Gonzalez called me on my cell phone. The welfare check. Someone had called concerned after having an intense conversation with me earlier in the week. I'll be honest with you. My stomach dropped. Because as history has shown us, a welfare check can go a lot of different ways, and not a lot of them go well. But this time, it was different. The officers were calm, respectful, professional, appropriate. They even let me speak, and I didn't hold back. I spoke about the years of frustration with the Brownsville PD, about the complaints that I've tried to file with the Brownsville PD against certain police officers, the judgment I faced by the Brownsville police, the time I lost my dog and was treated like I didn't matter and I had no rights and I had no business trying to argue this. I told them things I haven't been able to tell anyone on the other side of that badge. And they didn't shut me down. They didn't excuse it. They just listened. And for the first time in a long time, I felt like somebody actually heard me. I even joked, "Thank you for not killing me during a welfare check." Ha ha ha. We all laughed, but that laugh came with a lump in my throat, kind of like the one I'm feeling right now. Because we all know that not everyone gets to laugh at the end of these experiences. So I'm standing here to say this. If Brownsville wants to be the kind of place where people feel safe calling the Brownsville Police Department for help, we need more moments like this one. Not just because I had a good experience, but because it showed me how much better things could be if the culture and the badge made space for it. Let's raise the bar. Let's raise the standard. Let's make the standard not the exception to the rule. Definitely not a pleasant surprise. You heard me? Now I want you to see me. Take a really good look at me, and I'm going to stand here until my time is up. And I'm hoping you all listen to me.
Thank you, Mrs.
Thank you.
Spees.
Carla D. Martinez. Seeing none. The next portion of the meeting is the city manager's update. Item number one is Jorge Cardenas, the Chief Information Officer, awarded the Citizen Service Award.
Thank you. We wanted to recognize Carlos, if you want to, Jorge, if you want to come up here, and the team. This is a national award, Citizen Service for Innovation and Technology. I know, as you know, Jorge has been instrumental in the P5, creating the P5G network, which is actually really happening, parks, from park areas to that where we see illegal dumping, to, including many of our streets for better public safety, and completing the 100 miles of middle mile with the support of the PUB, and really just taking our organization to the next level with technology, as now we come into the information age of AI technology and how we include that. So really, very proud of you for being recognized in category 4, which is using innovative technologies to deliver simple, seamless, and secure services. I also want to say that, he's been instrumental in getting us the laptops for the upcoming event that we're going to have for our kids. Really, that 320 laptops will be given away to our most needy families. And I think that's getting the sponsorship from Dell, and NTT Data has also kind of included even backpacks and those things. So it's really important for our community to reduce the digital divide in our community. And really, this is a team. Thank you so much for everything that you do. We want to make sure that you're recognized for your work. So, and Jorge, we're very proud of you as our first ever CIO in the city of Brownsville's history. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you for all that you do. See. Carlos, I would never know how to use my computer without you. Thank you. Thank you for all you do. Thank you. Yes. James, good to see you again. Yes. So. Good work. Thank you. Oops. Oh, sorry about that.
Well, good evening, everyone. So I just want to say thank you. Very proud of, everything that we have done. And I always say it is as we, because I didn't do it by myself. I think it requires a great team. It requires the support from leadership. And I don't think I'll be able to do it by myself. And I mean, the amazing team that we have here, as you can see, that's all the City of Brownsville IT department. And I think that speaks a lot. It's a very small team, but we do a lot. And I just want to say thank you to them. Thank you to you for the support, because without that support, the leadership, this would not be possible. So very proud to be part of the Brownsville team. Thank you.
Item number 2 is the National Parks and Recreation Month.
Next up, we have Parks. They want to recognize Parks and Recreation Department and the month of July for everything they do. Outstanding contribution to our community with 47 miles of trails, 1,000 acres of parks, 55 athletic fields, 2 public pools, and really everything that's to come, right, with our quality of life projects. the sports park and its evolution. And we really want to thank staff for, continuing to improve our open spaces and really taking care of them. So July is recognized as National Parks and Recreation Month, a time to honor essential role parks and recreation play in enriching lives across this country. Thank you so much to our commission the mayor and commission for all your support. We really see you going out there and helping maintain it.
Already one, two.
Just a big congratulations to all the team at Parks. I have witnessed this team really go out there and be in tune with the community and all the events you do. Most recently, your Salute to Freedom event was out of the park. It was amazing. It was so packed to see all these families out there, and the team seemed so in sync, and everything just worked so well. And I know that doesn't come easy. So many congratulations to all the team, and thank you for all your work.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your kind words. Sean De Palma, Director of Parks and Recreation. I just want to tell you that this is an amazing team that we have here. We are not as small as the IT department, but they are extremely effective, the IT department. But we are about 100 plus employees, but we're really a solid team that serves this community with heart and dedication, not only within the 40-hour time frame, but beyond that. And that's with heart and soul. And it does come from our leadership, starting with our city manager and then all of our CMO office, from the chief to Mr. Garcia to Mr. Guard. They are like a real backbone. And I've been in municipal service for over 25 years in multiple agencies in 3 different states. And there's nothing like this. There's nothing like this. I'm telling you right now, if you've been out of the valley, there's nothing like this, and it's amazing. And when you see our team out there, please go up to them, meet them. They have amazing character, they have amazing work ethic, and they're dedicated to you, your constituents, and our community. So thank you very much, and we appreciate it tremendously.
A work session, item number 1 is the hotel and the occupancy tax informational session.
Mayor Pro Tem, Commissioners, Ms. Ramirez, good evening. We are here to offer a short presentation for you on the hotel occupancy tax. It is part of your Convention and Visitors Bureau annual business cycle. And so here, without further ado, I'm going to introduce my colleague, Mali Montesam, our Assistant Director. She will be heading up this presentation. Mali.
Thank you, Manny. Good evening. Mali Montesam, CVB Assistant Director. Good to see you all. I will be presenting on your hotel occupancy tax. Starting off a little bit about our CVB. What is the CVB? We are your destination marketing organization for the city of Brownsville. We oversee everything related to tourism, hotels, attractions. We support in driving that economic impact through hotel stays and generating sales for our businesses. We play a key role regarding hot funds, which is a way for us to generate that impact to our nonprofits, for-profits, local attractions, and more. So what is hotel occupancy tax? This tax is collected. We receive from hotels, motels, and short-term rentals a total amount that is collected in the city is 13%. 6% is kept by the state, and 7% stays within the city. This 7%, this portion of the taxes, we reinvested into tourism-related efforts, including the CVB, local attractions, marketing, events, and cultural activities. These funds are governed by the Texas Tax Code, Chapter 351, Item 101. And there's two legal requirements or two key criteria, for the use of the funding, which the first one is that all HOT funded expenditures must be the direct promotion of tourism and hotel convention industry. And you need to fall under one or more of the 9 authorized categories. The eligible categories for HOT funds, there's a total of 9 convention centers or visitor information centers, the convention registration, advertising, promotion, tourism marketing, promotion of the arts, historic preservation and restoration, sporting events, transportation systems for tourists, and signage for tourism promotion within the city. Besides the eligible categories, there are a couple of items that are non-eligible. First one is the funding of the benefit of individuals that do not directly benefit the tourism, and reduction or covering expenses from previous fiscal years, capital improvements, contracted auditing, accounting or bookkeeping, landscaping, and travel for a person that is not related to the event or to tourism, the event organization. There's a specific percentage when it comes to historic preservation and promotion of the arts. Out of the HOT collected throughout the fiscal year, there is a cap of 15%, that is 15, per item. So 15% is a max for historic preservation, and 15% is a max of promotion of the arts out of the total tax collected. We would like to present a couple of data regarding a couple of events and organizations that are funded through HOT funds. In fiscal year 2024, provided through Placer AI, the Gladys Porter Zoo brought an estimate of 482.2 thousand over the past year. That is national data. Charo Days, 19.6. Q7 Sports, which are the soccer tournaments held at the Brownsville Sports Park, 23.2 thousand. The 3BAT Productions Lucha Libre events, 14.7. And the Children's Museum of Brownsville, 40.1 thousand. These are just a couple of examples of organizations that are funded through HOT funds and the visitor impact that they had this past year. Now, on the trending portion of HOT tax, which is how much we've collected throughout the previous 3 years. In fiscal year 23, we collected a little bit over 1.7 million in HOT tax. In fiscal year 24, 1.9. And current fiscal year 2025, 1,989,239. That is a current funding for fiscal year 2025. Coming up, we have new development. So hopefully this upcoming year, we see a little bit more of an impact on the HOT collection. We have 3 new development, the Everhome Suites, which was opened back in June, and it's a total of 92 suites. The Everhome Suites is already open, and we do have a couple of meetings and conferences already booked at the Everhome Suites. Town Place Suites, Town Place was opened this past 2 weeks in June 27, and the total amount of rooms is 122. And the coming soon Embassy Suites. Now, the Embassy Suites will approximately have 170 rooms which will be considered all suites plus additional standard guest rooms. So we are looking forward to that one pretty soon. And how do we support the funding application? Our CVB does provide the education and the outreach for anybody that would like to apply for hot funds. We host workshops, we meet with the applicants or potential applicants, and we provide the guidelines and the use of the policies for the application. We manage the application, which is, you will see online, the application provided by the CVB. We develop the application and distribute to throughout our social media platforms, newsletters, and anybody that would like to approach us. The committee coordination, we coordinate with the HOT eligibility committee, and we serve as a liaison for the city commission when we provide the recommendations for this funding. And compliance monitoring. So we review every single event report or quarterly report or post-event report and promotional outcomes and the use of the funding. I'm going to go over a little bit of the application overview. These are the top questions or main questions that you can see on the application. So we start off with describing your organization or the project or events that you will be applying for funding. Which of the 9 eligible categories will your event or organization fall under? What methods or documents do you use to quantify and track visitors? What is the expected attendance for the event or the organization? How many room blocks have you reserved? And if you have not reserved any room blocks, if there's any other services or opportunities that you've made that directly promote the tourism in the convention and hotel industry. The geographic areas that you advertise, and you will need to provide the detailed use of the funding that you're asking for, which is if it falls under the 9 eligible categories. And obviously we ask for a marketing plan if you're gonna be requesting funding. Our timeline for the application process started back in early March. We review the application of every year. We see that all of the questions are in place, and if there's anything that we need to change, well, we modify it. In April, we announced the opening and the closure dates for the application. During May and June, this is when we have the application open. This year, it was open a little bit over a month. Close to 6 weeks. And we provide the recommendations to City Commission based on finances budget calendar. Once the proposed funding is approved by the City Commission, we start with the funding distribution. And so for right now, we are good. Important reminders for the application and to every applicant that funding is not guaranteed annually. Every single year is very competitive. If you're not compliant with your reporting, this may affect future funding. And the projects must be advertised outside of Brownsville. Any additional resources available for applicants? We do have our workshops available 24/7 through our YouTube for the City of Brownsville and Visit Brownsville. Our hot tax city policies and guidelines are available through our website, visitbtx.com, and the tax code for hotel occupancy tax exclusively from the state website. If you have any questions, concerns, if you would like to discuss anything, we invite you or anybody else that is looking to learn a little bit more about hot funds to contact us directly. We are here to serve you, and I open it up for any questions that you may have.
Does anyone have any questions? Thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And then I just have one question on the visitor impact. what system are you guys utilizing? Because I know that a year ago we had purchased a system, and if so, based off of the visitor impact, do you know, I imagine this to be hard, but is there a way where we can tailor that based off the people who visited actually stayed at a hotel?
Yes, so every data that we collect is through Placer AI, that is our software. There is a couple of metrics that we utilize. For example, if you want to compare an organization, we can see if visitors that were there, what was the percentage that stayed at a hotel or any other hotels. We can see the hotels here in Brownsville. We can see if they stayed at any other city. But we do have a system in place where it shows us how much of those visitors, the percentage, we can see if they stayed at a hotel here. So yes.
I would like to add that the initial software that we thought would be the end all to capture international data, that company overpromised and wasn't able to deliver until we never paid for that previous software that we were going to use. It wasn't ready yet. And so staff was able to work with the software that we have, using it, running different types of reports to be able to capture that data. So I want to be just clear about that, that we're using the software that we have to run more sophisticated reporting.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate the data and to see what the revenue trend is on. And thank you for putting on there what the hot tax percentages and being specific in reference to it's 13%, 6% of that goes over to the state of Texas, and then we're able to retain that 7%. And that 7% ends up supplementing the organizations that continuously help us have more visitors. And we are currently still, I saw that the Children's Museum is in second place. We're so blessed to have a zoo in a border town. Right now, the zip line is a hot commodity. I went by this past weekend, and people were there from all over the RGV. I mean, people from Harlingen and Edinburgh and McAllen. And I was interviewing people. I was over here all like the news, right? But I was interviewing people, and they're like, yeah, we came all the way from Edinburgh. We saw it on social media. And it's those types of attractions that continue to supplement the organizations and raising the quality of life within our community. And also just to point out, the Children's Museum for the longest time, I still believe that today is the only Children's Museum across the RGV. So we have a lot of wonderful organizations and in our city. And if you have the opportunity to go on and visit and support, then come on and visit our community.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other questions, comments? No? Thank
And
you
also,
very much.
you did a great job.
My pleasure, ma'am. I'm at your service, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Next,
The consent agenda items.
Mayor Pro Tem, I'll move to approve the consent item agenda.
I've got a first from Commissioner
Second.
Martinez and a second from Commissioner Villarreal. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Any opposed? Motion carries and the consent agenda is approved.
Items for the individual consideration, action item number 1 is the consideration and action on resolution number 2025 -070, determining the cost of certain special supplemental services be financed within the Madera Espiritu Santo Public Improvement District. Number 1, the district, I'm approving a preliminary operations and maintenance services and assessment plan, including a proposed assessment role, directing the filing of the proposed assessment role with the city secretary and providing a notice calling a public hearing to be held on August 5th, 2025, to receive comments concerning 1, the proposed levy of assessment for the district in accordance with Chapter 372 of the Texas Local Government Code, and for the purpose of providing the special supplement services to be funded by the special assessments on property in the agenda, July 15, 2025, page 4 of 5 district, and at the close of the public hearing, number 2, consider the approval of an ordinance, levying a special assessment on property in the district for a special supplemental services to be provided during the next year. B, that I'm establishing the charges and liens against the property in the district and against the property owners thereof. C, providing for the collection of the 2025 assessment. D, requiring the city staff to not later than the 7 days after the city commission approves of the ordinance and service plan, file a copy of the approved service plan with the Cameron County Clerk.
So, Mayor Pro Tem and Commission, I apologize, that was a mouthful for the city secretary to give. Next slide, please. Oh, okay. Well, so essentially, the only thing you're doing today is calling a special public hearing, which will be at a regularly scheduled August 5th agenda, as well as approving a preliminary service assessment plan. There were some changes from the packet that was sent out to you all, and that is before you all on the dais. It includes a red line and a clean version, and those are the ones that the attorneys recommend that you approve. So as you approve this resolution, that'll set us up so that we can move Madera forward. Are there any questions or concerns? No.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion to approve from Commissioner Villarreal and then a second from Commissioner Martinez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Board appointments, action item 1, is the discussion and action to acknowledge the compliance with the required boards and commission personal financial statement, PFS, and filing as mandated by the Code of Ordinance, Chapter 38 of the Code of Ordinances. So the purpose of this item is to provide you a summary of compliance in accordance with the Chapter 38. It's stated in there as far as the ethics ordinance reference for the filing requirements under Section 38-156, as well as the failure to file these reports. Who is required to file is the city commission, the city manager, the city auditor, the city attorney, GBIC board members, BCIC board members, PUB board members, planning and zoning commission, the building and standards, and the zoning board of adjustment. So when is the PFS due? This is due annually every year on April 30th by 5 p.m. However, there is an extension that may be provided for good cause for up to 15 days. So what happens by not submitting? It's a failure to submit the report is a violation of Chapter 38. The next slide will show the PF submittal status reports that we received. One additional update that we received yesterday is for the building and standards. We did receive one from Marcus Cardoza that was submitted on July 14th.
Sorry, who submitted on July 14th?
Marcus Cardoza under Building and Standards Commission.
And he's currently on the board? Oh, like he's his term is in the middle of
Yes.
he's in the middle of his term, right?
And we are still missing another board member, Blanca M. Campbell. Everyone else has submitted their PFS.
Thank you. Any questions? Seeing no other questions, we'll move on to the next thing.
I'll make a motion to acknowledge the PFS.
Second.
So I have a motion to acknowledge from Commissioner Martinez and a second from Commissioner Macias. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Action item number 2 is the consideration and action on resolution number 2025-037 to appoint one member to the Brownsville Public Library System Advisory Board. And before staff speaks, I did want to make a note that this form is presented to you at the dais to help with the appointments for today's session. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I'm Brenda Trevino, Library Services Assistant Director. Our library board does have one open position. The position is for appointment for Commissioner Galonsky. And on the next slide, these are our applicants.
So I'll appoint Rosa Maldonado.
Second.
So I'm nominated first, and then I have a second from Commissioner Martinez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Action item number 3 is the consideration and action on resolution number 2025-072 to appoint or reappoint and/or remove members to the Audit and Oversight Committee.
Good afternoon. My name is Arnold Perez. I'm the city auditor. Our Audit and Oversight Committee has 2 expiring positions that are up for renewal or reappointment. Both candidates are interested in being reappointed. And this is the list of applicants, citizens that have shown interest in applying for any vacancy in our committee.
So there's only 2 openings, right?
Just 2, yes.
This is for the Audit and Oversight Committee, right?
Correct. The Audit and Oversight Committee.
I'd like to nominate Hermino Guajardo.
Second. I've got a first from Commissioner Villarreal to appoint Herminio Guajardo and a second from Commissioner Cardenas. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Will, I do have a question. We're gonna change this to 7 as well, aren't we?
Yes, we have planned, of course, we have to take it to the voters because it is part of the charter. So we do have a plan to take to the voters a charter proposition that will increase the number of individuals to 7.
Thank you. Do we have anybody else?
So confused. I thought there were 3 openings, because isn't that what the agenda packet said?
Can you go back one?
So we have 2 expirations coming up, and so you could reappoint those individuals, or you could appoint any one of the applicants that was before you to the positions that will become vacant at the end of the month.
Is there a required balance, like citizens or commissioners?
No.
Yeah, there's been discussions of whether it should be balanced by citizens, right? That's been kind of the policy of the city commission to have a more citizen-run board. On this one, though, we did have, it was commissioner heavy, and I think it was because it was the start of a new board, and so that was probably the reason why. It really is whatever y'all desire to be.
With that being said, is Rose Gowan appointed as a commissioner or as a citizen?
Well, Commissioner Gowan remains as a citizen on the board. Her term expires, it seems like December 31st, 2026. She's not serving on there. Same thing with Commissioner De Los Santos on the mayor. They're not necessarily serving on there because of their positions that they had before or currently have. They're just appointments that were filled from the dais as they were nominated to the position.
Okay. So I guess I'm going to appoint myself to the audit board because there should be at least one more commissioner on there.
Second.
Okay. So I've appointed I'm moving to appoint myself. Sorry, this is awkward. And then Commissioner Villarreal has seconded it. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Action item number 4 is the consideration and action on resolution number 2025-085 to appoint or reappoint members to the LGBTQ+ task force.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, Commissioners. For the record, Marina Solesi with the City Manager's Office. Tonight, for the LGBTQ+ task force, the task force consists of 7 members. We do have 5 vacancies, and that's either needing appointment due to expiration in alignment with the ordinance or because of just the vacancy itself. Highlighted, we have those that are vacant, and also we have several individuals that are interested in reappointment. Next slide, please. And then those are the list of applicants.
I'd like to reappoint Leslie Leija.
You.
I've got a motion to reappoint Leslie Leija by Commissioner Villarreal
Second.
and a second from Commissioner Martinez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I'll be holding on my appointment for next meeting. I'll hold.
I'll be
Thank you.
holding my appointment as well. Thank you.
Sorry, okay, and I will as well. And so who else is left? So I guess the rest of the appointments are tabled until the next meeting. And any motions to table?
No, we'll bring it back.
Okay,
Yeah, we'll bring it back.
Thank you.
thank you.
Action item number 5 is the consideration and action to approve the resolution number 2025-087, appointing members to the Paseo de la Resaca Lighting and Landscaping Maintenance District, a public improvement district. So before you are 2 vacancies due to resignation. Marco Gonzalez resigned, was appointed by former Commissioner Gowan. The second one was recently resigned, which is Mark Horitz, that was appointed by former Commissioner De Los Santos. The next slide. So before you are the applicants that are interested in serving as part of the Paseo PID. Want to make note that for the Commissioner Galowski, the requirement for that is that the individual shall live in the commercial or shall live or own property in the PID. And the second one is at the discretion of the commissioner.
Okay, do I have any motions to approve Mr. Leon, to appoint Mr. De Leon?
Yes, good afternoon. I wish to appoint Alberto Robledo.
Second.
And so I have a motion to appoint Alberto Robledo by Commissioner De Leon and a second from both Commissioners Villarreal and Macias. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I will appoint, or I move to appoint Stephanie Tovar,
Second.
second from Commissioner Villarreal. Any, all those in favor?
Aye.
I have a question on there. Did we meet this, what you were speaking about? One from there and one from not there. What was it?
For the appointment for the at-large, we'll have to own property, either commercial or own a house or the residency in that
Yeah,
district.
you good? They do? All right, just making sure. Aye.
Yeah, we can check after this one.
President.
Aye.
Yeah,
Aye.
there's, he approves.
There was already a first and a second. I just wanted to make sure.
Approve.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. So, just for a recap, I've appointed, or I moved to appoint Stephanie Tovar and Commissioner Villarreal did the second. All those in favor, aye. Everyone, I think, said aye. And any opposed? Motion carries.
Action item number 6 is the consideration and action on resolution number 2025-084 to appoint or reappoint 7 regular members and 4 alternate members to the Building and Standards Commission.
Good evening, Mayor Protem, Commissioners. My name is Omar Ochoa from the Planning Department. We need appointments for the Building and Standards Commission, either because the term has expired or is about to expire, and we had 1 resignation.
I have a question about this. Is it okay for the whole board to like come, to roll off at one time? Like, is
It's
that
perf-
the common practice?
No, I mean, it's preferable that they do not roll off at the same time for both this one and I think Board of Adjustment, but I don't know if Board of Adjustment works that way. But on this one, what we'll do is we will stagger them. We have an item that the city secretary and us are working on to ensure that the boards will be staggered moving forward.
Can you just pull straws?
Yes, that's actually the idea is when they get appointments, they might have a shorter term versus a longer term. So like a
Yeah,
1
1
year.
or 2 years or whatever.
Right.
But they can still, they draw the shorter straw, we can reappoint.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So let's say they get a 1 year term, you can appoint them to that 1 year term
Correct.
and an additional full 2 year term.
Correct.
Right.
I'm going to hold mine.
I'm going to reappoint Hector Guerra.
Second.
So I've got a first from Commissioner Villarreal to appoint Hector Guerra and a second from Commissioner Martinez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Commissioner Cardenas said that he's going to postpone his appointment.
You don't know, I'll appoint Louis Tijerina.
Commissioner Cardenas.
Second.
Louis Tijerina, and there's a second from Villarreal. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
For an alternate, I'll appoint Alejandro Moreno.
Second.
Writing it down too. So I've gotten a motion from Commissioner Cardenas to appoint Alejandro Garcia Moreno as a alternate, and a second from Commissioner Brian Martinez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I'll move to appoint Larry Holman for my place.
Second.
I've got a first and a second from Commissioner Martinez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I'll be holding my appointment, Mayor Pro Tem.
So Commissioner Martinez, you said that you're going to defer until next time, right? And Commissioner Macias, do you have?
I'll go ahead and reappoint Jose Trevino.
Second.
So I've got a first from Jose Trevino from Commissioner Macias, and then a second, I think it was Commissioner Villarreal.
Correct.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Commissioner De Leon, do you have an appointment?
Yes, I nominate Emmanuel Hernandez.
Second.
Second.
Y'all are too fast for me. Commissioner De Leon has moved to appoint Emmanuel Hernandez as his designee. And I believe it was a second from Commissioner Villarreal. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. So we've got 3 more alternates to go through.
I think we should hold, I mean, I don't know.
An alternate. You can just put an alternate.
Anyone could.
Can you help me, or the name of the guy who's a builder? I think he lives in Palo Alto. I met him that day, but I don't remember his name. I'm assuming he's currently on the Building and Standards Commission.
My understanding, the only builder is Mr. Garcia Moreno that I know. He's currently on the board.
Oh, or maybe he was an architect. I'm sorry.
Architect,
He was a young man. He did good.
Commissioner Villarreal nominated Hector Guerra. He's a designer.
See. Oh, so he's already on there? Okay, well, never mind. Sorry. Yeah, I like him. Okay, so I guess we'll table, or we'll postpone the other ones.
It's fine.
Defer.
Correct, we can bring them back for further appointments.
We're still missing from Commissioners Martinez, Mayor Cowan, and then 3 alternates.
3 alternates.
And if I can for an alternate, just, oh no, well, we'll wait for Mayor, because Dylan, I think, does a pretty good job, so we'll just wait for, he might reappoint him, so we'll wait on that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Action item number 7 is the consideration and action on resolution number 2025-086 to appoint or reappoint 7 regular members and 3 alternate members to the Board of Adjustment.
So it is my understanding that these kind of 2 boards, right, should be kind of hand in hand, like our appointment for the Board of the Building and Standards Commission should also sit on the Board of Adjustments. Is that correct?
Yes,
Yes.
and that was the recommendation because the Board of Adjustment doesn't meet so often. And so what happened in the past is that we would nominate and then, they weren't really active. And so it's a way to make sure that the Board of Adjustment and Buildings and Standards are both active. And so if there is a case that comes before you in either way, that you have that same board. Just because one may only meet 4 times a year and the other one is, we're trying to clean up a lot of, complaints with property complaints, so the building and standards is being more active. So we thought we could use the same board members. That was kind of the strategy.
So, yes, so rather than have you all individually reappoint the person that you just appointed for the Building Standards Commission, if we can have one motion to reflect that the Board of Adjustment appointments will be the same as the BSC. And then if we have a second, y'all vote on that, that will appoint everybody that was appointed just in the last item to this item.
So I
That makes sense.
have a follow-up question. Since it's two boards and our board policy stipulates they can only serve on two boards, would they be ineligible to serve on any other board in the city?
I have to double check that. Give me a sec, because I don't know if we changed that policy about limits on how many boards people can serve.
And if I may ask, what's the A and the R after people's names?
Alternate and regular.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
I move to appoint everybody who's been appointed on the other board to this
To
board.
reflect, for the Board of Adjustment to reflect the Board of Standards Commission. the
Yes.
Building and Standards.
So I've got a first from Commissioner
Second.
Cardenas to reappoint everyone who was just appointed to the Board of Buildings and Standards to be appointed to the Board of Adjustment, and a second from
Can you amend
Commissioner.
it to say that the Board of Adjustments reflect? Because we still have pending.
Yes,
members that have not-
just what we've appointed right now. I think you got it right, Will.
Yes.
Second.
I've got a first from Commissioner Cardenas and a second from Commissioner Villarreal to have both the Board of Adjustment and Board of.
Mirror each other.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And the executive session, may we enter into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
Got a first from Commissioner Martinez and a second from Commissioner Villarreal to go into executive session. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number one, is a closed session pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.071 and 551.072, related to 004-25-PRS-RFP, the City of Brownsville Downtown Renaissance Master Plan. Item two is the closed session pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.071 and .072 and .087, related to the downtown tax increment reinvestment zone, number three. Closed session pursuant to the Texas Government Code 551.071 and .072 and .87, related to the project Elevate. Closed session pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.071 and .072 and .87, related to Project Refresh. Number five, closed session pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.071, including the contemplating or pending litigation related to the Cannery and Sam's Inc. The time is 6:03. Mayor Pro Tem, may we enter into open session?
Yes, we have a quorum. So
The time is 8:09. The city commission is entered into open session. Is there any possible action item? We will start off with item number 1 is the consideration and action, if any, on Project Elevate.
Move to proceed as discussed.
Second.
I've got a first from Commissioner Villarreal to proceed as discussed, and then a second by Commissioner Martinez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And this is number 1, Project Elevate.
Possible action item number 2 is the consideration and action, if any, on Project Refresh.
Move to proceed as discussed.
Second.
I've got a first from Commissioner Villarreal to move to proceed as discussed in executive session, and a second from Commissioner Martinez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Possible action item number 3 is the consideration and action, if any, related to Cannery and Sames Inc.
Move to proceed as discussed, and if necessary, initiate litigation against Ames to protect the best interests of the city of Brownsville.
Second.
I've got a first from Commissioner Villarreal to move to proceed as discussed in executive session, and if necessary, to proceed with litigation against Sames. A second from Commissioner Cardenas. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So
Adjourn.
Second.
I've got a first from Commissioner Villarreal and a second from Commissioner Macias. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We're stand adjourned.
We adjourn at 8:11 p.m.
I should have.